Hello and welcome students. In this video, I'll be taking up the topic dihybrid cross. If you have seen my previous one, the previous video, there you have seen about the monohybrid cross where mono means one. Here dihybrid, di means two. So when Mendel was experimenting, after he framed the monohybrid cross law, when he studied that the phenotype and the genotype, then he took up two characters. He took, for example, he took a tall plant which had round seed, and he took a dwarf plant which had wrinkled seed. That means he had taken up two characters. For two characters, the number of genes will also become double. That is 2 capital T for tall, 2 capital R for round, 2 small t for dwarf, and 2 small r for wrinkled. As I told you, the first letter of the dominant trait is always used to denote the dominant character, and for the contrasting character, the small letter, capital letter and small letter. Now when he took these two characters in the F1 generation, when he tried to frame the find the characters, he had to make the grouping like this. That means capital T and capital R. And when he studied them under the Punnett square, here also he got small t, small r. He crossed them with small t and small r. Then what did he get? Capital T, small t, capital R, small r. This is what he got in all the boxes, in all the offsprings that were produced in the F1 generation. This is in the F1 generation, the first filial generation. First filial generation means the first cross that took place. The result that he obtained in F1 generation was again capital T, capital R in all. So all the offsprings produced were tall and round. As I said, that the law of dominant showed that phenotype all were tall and round. But the genotype, where gene was involved, it showed that the offspring did carry the trait of the recessive parent also, but it was not expressed. But this happened only in F1 generation. Only in F1 generation. Now, if we study F2 generation, whether it is a monohybrid cross or whether it is a dihybrid cross, in both the cases, in F2 generation, some organisms, or we can say one of the offspring, did follow or did have the character of the recessive parent. Now, we are going to see what ratio do we get when we study the F2 generation. That was, previous one was monohybrid, in that also all were dominant, in dihybrid also all were dominant. Now we just go back to what is going to be the ratio in the F2 generation. In F2 generation, we take up the same progeny or the cross among the same offsprings, self cross. What did we get? We got capital T, small t, capital R, small r. And this was again multiplied by capital T, small t, capital R, and small r. when this was multiplied or this was crossed, we don't use the term multiplied, we say it was crossed, self-crossed. The ratio obtained was 9 is to 3 is to 3 is to 1. That means 9 were pure, tall and round, 3 were tall and dwarf, 3 were dwarf and round, and 1 was round, short or dwarf and wrinkled. So there was a combination, recombination. This is what was shown in F2 generation. This was in dihybrid cross because we took up two characters. When we took the monohybrid cross, where in the first F1 generation we got capital T small t, which was crossed with capital T small t, we got the ratio as 3 is to 1. This was the F2 ratio in monohybrid cross. That means 3 were tall and 1 was dwarf. We can solve this in the Punnett square to get the exact number of the ratio. So here this is the phenotype, not the genotype. These ratios are the phenotype. So Punnett square, as I showed you how to solve, you can do it yourself, and any doubt you get back to me and I'll answer your queries. Hope you enjoyed listening and you have understood. If you have doubt, do get back and do like, share and subscribe.